Right now, 20,000 kilometers above your head, time is running faster than it is for you. Not the clocks, time. And if nobody corrected for that, the map on your phone would be wrong by roughly 10 kilometers by tomorrow, 20 the day after, off the road by lunch, in the ocean by the weekend. The only reason that doesn't happen is a theory written in 1915 by a man with a blackboard who never saw a satellite in his life. This is the story of how Einstein got inside your phone and why every clock up there is set wrong on purpose. First, how GPS actually works, because it's weirder than you think. Around 30 satellites, each one carrying an atomic clock, a clock so precise it only drifts a few billionths of a second a day. And each satellite does exactly one thing. It shouts the time, over and over, forever. Your phone never answers. It can't. It has no way to talk to a GPS satellite. It just listens, always has. The signal travels at the speed of light, and your phone times the journey. Know the time, know the speed, you know the distance. Catch 4 satellites at once, and there's only one spot on Earth where all 4 distances meet. That spot is you. But here's the problem. Light is fast. In 1/1000th of a second, light covers about 30 centimeters. So if a clock is off by 1/1000th of a second, your position is off by 30 centimeters. Off by 1/1000th of a second, you're now 300 meters from where your phone says you are. So GPS needs the most accurate clocks ever flown. And here's the twist. Even that isn't enough, because in 1915, Einstein worked out something genuinely upsetting. Time itself isn't fixed. Gravity slows time down. The closer you sit to something heavy, say a planet, the slower your clock ticks. Climb away from it, and time speeds up. GPS satellites orbit where gravity is weak, so their clocks run fast, by about 45 millionths of a second a day, but they're also doing 14,000 kilometers an hour. And Einstein's other theory says moving clocks run slow. That claws back about 7. Net result, every satellite clock gains roughly 38 millionths of a second a day, which sounds like nothing. Except you've seen the maths. 1/1000th of a second is 300 meters. 38 of them every day, stacking up. That's your 10 kilometers. Uncorrected, GPS would start lying within about 2 minutes of switching it on. By day 3, it thinks you live in a different town. So the engineers do something glorious. Before launch, they set every satellite clock to tick wrong, deliberately. Slightly too slow on the ground, so it's exactly right in orbit, the only clocks ever built to be wrong on purpose. And here's the bit nobody tells you. Plenty of engineers didn't believe a word of this. So in 1977, when the prototype GPS satellite went up carrying the first cesium clock ever put in orbit, they installed a switch. The Einstein correction set T off. They let the clock run raw for about 20 days. It drifted almost exactly as Einstein's equations predicted, within about 1%. So they flipped the switch. It has stayed on ever since. Which means every pin drop, every food delivery, every "your driver is 3 minutes away" is a 110-year-old theory about warped space-time, quietly doing its job. Einstein never saw a satellite, never held a phone. He worked out how time behaves 20,000 kilometers up with paper. And he was right, to 1%. So next time the pin lands exactly where you're standing, that's not your phone being clever. That's space-time bending, precisely as predicted by a man who did the maths 60 years before anyone could check it. That's one more machine filed. Machine kind.